everyone, it's Jenny, and I am here with Mrs. Dixie Andelin Forsyth for for a feminine moment. And we are just getting so many great questions on our Facebook or the website. There's the whole area there called Ask Dixie. So if you have questions, just go there and type out, to your heart's content, and she is answering those. She will give you a personal message back to you, but also we're going to answer some of those things in general here on this forum. Yeah. So one of the things was we're getting a lot in general questions coming from women who are going through menopause, feeling less than feminine, maybe gaining a little weight, not feeling themselves, all of a sudden, second puberty. It's a shock, is what it is. And so help us out with still staying fascinating through this time of change.
Yeah, and I thought, wow, what a good question when I got it. And I, of course, have been through that. Not like some women, I had to have a hysterectomy years ago, which slams you into menopause. You don't kind of get to gradually go in it. So I was fortunate that I didn't have some of the extreme mood swings that some women have, hot flashes and all that. And it's a challenge. It's challenging being female, but there's things we can do. Number one, not necessarily in any particular order, self-care is really important. Self-care can include getting enough sleep, but also don't underestimate the value of exercise in helping with mood swings, the whole thing. It's good. And also avoid the temptation. Please, we're keep harping on the pizza clothes. Don't give in to pizza clothes, ladies.
Yeah.
If you get dressed up, and I don't mean dressed up like you're going to the White House. I mean just where you're feeling feminine, and then you change your clothes into pizza clothes. Notice how you feel. If you compare the feeling, you're going to be more down in your pizza clothes. You're not going to feel as you pass the mirror and you think, gosh, you don't feel as pretty. So the more you feel not attractive, the more you take care of yourself. And the other thing is sometimes when we are going through menopause, it's really easy to take people for granted. Haven't you noticed? People that are close to you, like spouses. And sometimes we are a little bit shorter tempered. And we give into the luxury of being grouchy with somebody that we love because we take them for granted. And I'm not saying this to be at all judgmental, because we all have that temptation from time to time. But I'm reminded by, my sisters always say I do this sort of thing all the time. I think, how would I feel if my husband were to be taken from me to die the next day? Would I be so upset with things he does? How would I feel? Would I wish that I had treated him better? And Bob pointed out to me one time with some of his patients who will say, well, I just couldn't help it. I had to, what did he say? I had to knock him out. I just hit him in the face or something, and Bob told this one person, he said, if a policeman suddenly showed up right then, would you still treat him that way? You'd straighten up pretty quick, because you have to. You kind of give yourself the luxury of a foul temper or grumpiness or any of that way. Or let's say you just kind of lashed out at your husband and not very nice. And then the doorbell rings and it's one of your best friends. Are you going to treat her that way? Probably not. You're going to switch gears, right? So to know that you do have the power to, you kind of give into it rather than you can't help it. You kind of give into it because you can. Is that not true?
It's true. It's called indulging in sort of a verbal abuse, or indulging in your rage, or indulging your emotions.
Because you think he'll always be there and you take him for granted. And this is not meant to be a criticism, really. I understand those things. When I feel really nervous about something, or I don't feel well, I'm more grumpy. But I'm also aware of it. And so I think, what did I just do? I just did this, and you can correct it. But if you can avoid that as much as possible, like with menopause, you gotta do some self-care.
Yes.
And get rid of your pizza clothes, burn them, you don't need them. Get enough water, get enough rest, try to eat healthier foods.
Healthy eating is like now in your life more than ever important.
And reread vintage. Reread this, because understanding men, you know, there'll always be, exactly. There'll always be things to complain about your husband, but then he could probably always complain about you, but that isn't going to give you the lifelong love affair that you want.
Yeah.
So if you learn more, you can only change you.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you're not in menopause, you're on your period, which is sort of the younger version of the same thing. I mean, you're hormonal. You don't have to get into it. If you're pregnant, your hormones go, you know, women have periods, they have pregnancies, they have their time of the month where they're more high and low than we have to deal with this sort of thing throughout our lives, whether it's PMS or post-MS and whatever it is, you still have to deal with it, whether you're sick or sick and tired or whatever. And we can, through changing ourselves and taking control of ourselves, along with treating ourselves good, we can make a huge difference. You don't have to do it.
There's you know, that wisdom that comes with menopause. I've heard of it, but for me, it's a calm. So it doesn't have to be a negative thing either. Like, think about, I may be a little bit more emotional. I think I cry a lot easier than I did, but I love that I'm more calm and I don't have the anxiety that I had as a younger woman. So I try to focus on the positive.
How about the obvious? I just came back from on the other side of the world trip to Thailand. I once went to England with Bob, and the day before we left, guess what started?
Oh, yeah.
My period. And it's hard to travel on a plane for who knows how many hours, and you have heavy periods like me. And it's kind of nice to not have to worry about that. It's kind of nice to know that isn't gonna happen.
I love not having it. And Dixie, every time I take a vacation, well, prior to menopause, I got my period. Like, the minute I walk into my mother's home, I get my period, and that's
always happens. So there's counting your blessings with some of these things too. But
there is. So always let's look to the positive. That's a fascinating thing to do.
That's right.
Thank you so much, and we'll be back again with more questions.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.